Today I'm going to show you the top 10 40-mile-an-hour e-bikes that you can buy right now. Plus there's even a bonus bike if you make it to the end of the video. No AI, no scripted voiceover from some dude overseas, just me talking to you about some of the coolest and most powerful e-bikes on the market right now. By the way, if we're meeting for the first time, I'm Ben and I review e-bikes for a living. As a matter of fact, I've ridden every bike on this list. The bike cave behind me is where I build the bikes and where we look at them up close. Then I take each one out for a ride to put them through a bunch of real world tests to see if they're worth your hard-earned cash. No sales pitch, no bullshit, just me having a ton of fun riding bikes and giving you my brutally honest opinion. So hit the like button, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and let's get started with bike number 1. The Lyric Graffiti X. Now this 60-volt monster's got a dual personality. The frame on the Graffiti X is motorcycle style. Most of us though just call it a moped style e-bike. It's got a big bench seat that's super comfortable and can fit up to 2 riders. It's even got pegs in the back so your passengers got a place to put their feet. Everything on this bike is overbuilt so that it can withstand any pothole that you hit while going 40 to 50 miles an hour down the road. The power plant on the Graffiti X is a 3,000 watt nominal direct drive motor. It's ultra quiet, delivers some of the smoothest power I've ever felt. And at peak, it delivers up to 7,200 watts. At 190 pounds, I've gotten the bike just a little over 50 miles an hour. Powering this beast is a massive 60 volt, 40 amp hour battery. And remember when I told you the bike had 2 personalities? The bike comes with a sneaky button right on the handlebars that you can switch from e-bike mode to off-road mode. So in e-bike mode, this bike is perfectly legal anywhere. It's locked out at 500 or 750 watts depending on your area, and it'll max you out at 20 to 28 miles an hour. Again, just to comply with your local laws. Click that button though, and the bike unlocks to off-road mode where all the power is available to you. For range, that 40 amp hour battery gets you anywhere between 60 to 70 miles in e-bike mode and about 35 to 40 miles in off-road mode. The bike rolls on a set of 20-inch diameter, 4-inch wide dual sport motorcycle tires. These aren't regular bicycle tires. They're built for motorcycles. They're stiff, grippy, and they have a ton of rubber, so getting a flat's pretty much impossible with those. And they're specifically built to handle speeds of 40 to 50 miles an hour. This is one of the most comfortable bikes I've ever ridden because of the full suspension design. It comes equipped with a 160mm travel front inverted fork, and out back you get 90mm of rear travel with this dual hydraulic suspension design. You can adjust everything from preload, compression, rebound, everything is available to you to get the ride just the way you want. For stopping power, this bike comes equipped with a set of 4-piston Magura hydraulic disc brakes. These brakes are strong enough to stop some of the fastest downhill mountain bike racers. So put them on an e-bike that rides the road and you got yourself a good set of brakes. Not only that, this bike comes equipped with regen braking. All you do is put a little bit of pressure on the lever and the motor uses its magnets in reverse to put power back into your battery. How cool is that? The drivetrain on this thing, or lack thereof, is a super low maintenance carbon belt drive system. This means that your drivetrain is completely waterproof, rust proof, and lube free. Also, when you're going 40 miles an hour down the road, it's completely silent. No chains slapping around back there. It's awesome. There's also a couple of cool features with this bike. Number 1 is this massive 600 lumen front LED headlight. It's got daytime running lights, low beam, and high beam, as well as turn signals front and back, so the cars around you know exactly where you're going. And number 2, the bike's controller offers Bluetooth connectivity. So if there's ever any software updates, you can use your phone, sync it to the bike, and do that over the air. Super simple. This bike just keeps getting better and better and better. So let me tell you the pros and the cons about this bike. The first downside I can think of is obviously the price. At just a little over 4,000 bucks right now, it's by far the most expensive bike on the list, but trust me, it is worth it. Like I said, the bike is overbuilt with motorcycle components. If you want an e-bike that goes the speed, you need an e-bike that's built to withstand the forces that a bike feels when you're going 40 to 50 miles an hour and you hit a pothole on the road. The last thing you want is for your bike to fall apart when you go in those speeds. At 125 pounds with the battery installed, it's not light. So if you gotta haul it upstairs or in and out of your car, that's gonna be pretty tough. But the pros on the Graffiti X totally overshadow the negatives. Motorcycle style and strength, extreme comfort, super silent motor, speeds of 40 to 50 miles an hour, and total future proofing. This bike is the full package. The bike's available in 3 different colors: painted black, green river, and Otis blue. It's on sale right now for $4,100. It's in stock, ready to ship. You can order yours with the link in the description or by scanning that QR code with your phone's camera. So today I'm organizing the bikes from most expensive to some of the best value bikes on the market. I'm not saying that the #1 most expensive bike is my favorite. Far from it. My personal favorite bikes are well into this list and offer incredible value. If you make it to the end of the video and don't see your personal favorite bike or one that you're intrigued about, let me know what it is in the comments. I love checking out new bikes. In at number 2 is the 60-volt Aniioki A8 Pro Max. Aniioki makes some of the most distinguished and easily recognizable frames out there. The main reason they look like that is they need space to put that 80 amp hour battery into it. Just look at this thing. I think the battery weighs like 30 pounds. It's insane. The main feature on this bike are its dual direct drive 5,000 watt peak hub motors. They're some of the smoothest, quietest, and most powerful motors I've ever felt on any dual motor e-bike. Powering those 2 motors is a dual 35 amp hour controller setup, and matching that massive 80 amp hour 60 volt battery, the bike reaches the mid 40 mile an hour speeds easily. When you order this bike, there's 2 battery options. You can get a 70 amp hour or an 80 amp hour. It's about a $300 difference between the 2 batteries, and the main advantage is to get an extra 10 to 20 miles of range. While we're talking about the batteries, I should also point out that this bike comes with a massive 8 amp quick charger. That means that huge 80 amp hour battery is only going to take about 10 hours to charge. It would take days with a regular 2 to 3 amp charger most e-bikes come with. The A8 Pro Max rolls on a set of 20 by 4 inch wide fat tires. They've got kind of a dual sport design, which makes them super smooth and quiet on the road. And when you take them off-road onto the sand or maybe gravel trails, those big thick treads dig into the ground and give you plenty of traction. Also, at this weight, you better believe that Aniioki beefed up the wheels with motorcycle spokes. They definitely add a little bit to the weight of this bike, but honestly, with this much power, this bike doesn't care. I should also point out that this frame is rated to hold 500 pounds of payload. That's huge. Most e-bikes are rated for about 3 to 330 pounds max. For suspension, the A8 Pro Max comes with a front air fork with lockout. That means that you can use your shock pump to put whatever air pressure you need in that fork for proper support. No matter what you weigh or how much you carry on the bike, this bike will have the ride that you want. And you also get suspension in the back with these dual adjustable coil shocks. Now the brakes on this bike definitely set it apart from every other e-bike on the market. Check these things out. Up front, the bike comes with dual 300mm rotors with custom 4-piston calipers. And out back's pretty much the same. You get a 300mm rotor with a 6-piston caliper. Now that's what they say on the website, but I've actually taken these pistons apart and they just have a dual piston design. They might look like 6-piston calipers, but they're not. Not a big deal though. The calipers have plenty of strength and they're biting onto 300mm rotors, so you've got plenty of braking power, trust me. For the drivetrain, the bike comes equipped with the generic 7-speed Shimano system. You get a 7-speed derailleur, 7-speed cassette, a big 52-tooth chainring up front, and some pretty generic cranks. Like I said before, this is not a light bike, and with a big 80 amp hour battery, the bike comes in at 168 pounds. That's huge. Now I can't talk about an Aniioki e-bike without talking about range, because that's what they do. They make long range e-bikes. Now in my personal experience, riding normal roads with a normal rider using throttle only, you're gonna get about 1 to 1.5 miles per amp hour. So that means that big 80 amp hour battery will get you anywhere between 80 to 90 miles throttle only at full speed. And if you wanna double that to the 150 to 200 mile range, you definitely can on a bike like this. All you're gonna need to do is just lower the power a little bit and put in some leg power yourself. Over and above its massive speed, massive range, super quiet operation, and very comfortable ride, the bike's also got some pretty cool features. Check out the screen this bike comes with. It's a massive color touchscreen that lets you Bluetooth your phone to it. This lets you control the Aniioki app, control your music via Bluetooth. It's got a plug to charge your phone, and this screen comes equipped with a front-facing camera. So it's always recording what's going on in front of you. If you get into a crash, you're gonna have proof that someone else was being an idiot, not you. How cool is that? So how about pros and cons? The main con to this bike is definitely its look. It's gonna be polarizing. Some people are gonna love it and some people are gonna hate it. Let me know what you guys think of the Aniioki bikes in the comments. I'd really like to know what percentage of people like them or hate them. And also, again, with big range, big power comes quite a bit of weight. And at just under 170 pounds, this is not a light bike. But when you look at the pros on this bike, the range pretty much negates you having to take the bike with your car. You can just ride from your house wherever you want to go. Say goodbye to range anxiety. With that size of battery, you've got power to ride all day. Trust me, I've tried. Also, as a second pro, this was one of my favorite bikes I rode this year. Super comfortable, super quiet, super powerful, and some of the smoothest power delivery I've ever felt on a dual motor bike. Like I said earlier, the bike's available in two different battery options, 70 amp hour as well as 80 amp hour, and it's available in three different colors: matte black, matte gray, and army green. The 70 amp hour version goes for $33.99 right now, and the 80 amp hour version goes for $36.99. They're in stock, ready to ship to your door by using the link in the description or scanning that QR code. And remember to use my discount codes to save a little extra cash. Now, a quick disclaimer with price. I'm recording this video just before the holidays, so some sales are starting, some sales will get even better, and depending on when you watch this video, some of the sales might be over. No matter what though, and whenever you watch the video, there's a link for every single bike on this list in the description below, or you can scan the QR codes with your phone's camera when I'm talking about a certain bike. That's if you're watching this on your TV. Another thing I should note about price is that I've been able to build a very good relationship with a lot of these brands, and most of them have given me exclusive discounts for you guys to use when you order your e-bikes. So thanks to all the brands and thank you for your support. In at number 3 is the Mini Goat by Goat Power Bikes. Short riders rejoice because Goat Power Bikes finally made a bike for short riders. But even if you're a big guy like my friend Tim, you can still fit on this thing and have a ton of fun. The bike just has a 4-inch lower standover than most e-bikes. So swinging a leg over it and putting your feet flat on both sides, giving you perfect control when you're at a stop sign or a red light, is what you get with this bike. It's got one of the coolest frame designs I've ever seen. It almost looks industrial or maybe like someone built it in their garage, but trust me, the frame is built to withstand a lot of weight and the welds are perfect on this thing. Okay, enough about the look, let's talk about the power. The Mini Goat's equipped with the newly upgraded 72 volt, 5300 watt peak hub drive motor. And it's direct drive, which makes it completely quiet. No hum, no whine, no sound whatsoever coming out of the motor in the back. Just the wind whizzing by your ears. For top speed, Goat Power Bikes say that you can get this bike up to 55 to 60 miles an hour with the lighter 30 amp hour battery. But that's with a 125 pound rider on flat roads. So a regular person like myself weighing about 190 pounds, I was still able to get the Mini Goat over 50 miles an hour. That's because it's equipped with a 60 amp controller and it's able to put out 175 Newton meters of torque. That's huge for a little bike like this. Now let's talk about battery and range for a little bit. This bike comes with a ton of options. First is the in-frame battery. You get 3 options to choose from: a 72 volt 30 amp hour, 40 amp hour, or 50 amp hour. And again, looking at range, throttle only with a regular person on it, you're gonna get anywhere between 30 miles, 40 miles, and 50 miles of range respectively. And if 50 miles with a 50 amp hour battery is not enough for you, you can fit a second battery on top of this thing, just like mine. This gives you an extra 20 amp hours of battery. So when you add it all up together, you get 70 amp hours of battery capacity on a 72 volt, 5,000 watt motor e-bike. Come on. So the bike's able to get that low standover by having smaller wheels. It comes with a set of 16-inch Innova motocross tires. It's a 4-inch wide tire in the back and a 3.5-inch wide tire up front. They're big, thick, and super grippy tires. They're designed for the road, but there's still no slouch when you take it onto the gravel. And for extra durability, the wheels don't have spokes. It's just one piece of aluminum. These wheels will stay strong and straight for the entire life of the bike. For suspension, you get a trauma inverted motorcycle front fork, and in the back you get a fast ace coil rear shock with a 350 pound spring. Let me tell you, the ride on this thing is extremely comfortable because you can customize it to what you want. You want a soft or a stiff ride, it's entirely up to you. You can set up that coil shock however you want. For stopping power, the Mini Goat's equipped with a set of 4-piston hydraulic disc brakes biting on a 203mm rotors. That's as good as it gets in my books. I feel like every bike, especially bikes in this category that are able to go over 40 miles an hour, should definitely have at a bare minimum. The drivetrain on the Mini Goat's really simple. It's a single speed sprocket with a chain tensioner. You get some working pedals up front with some really short crank arms. With a bike like this, they're basically just there for show. There's not a ton of gimmicky features on the Mini Goat. Everything has a place and a reason it's on the bike. You do, however, get a big LED headlight, some turn signals front and back, as well as a rear brake light. So visibility on this bike is no problem, both for you and the drivers around you. Goat Power Bikes also has a ton of accessories for their bikes. Whether you want extra rack, a different seat, extra batteries, they got you covered with a bunch of different stuff. You can customize your bike the way you want it. Now, getting into the pros and cons, I'm racking my brain right now trying to think of cons with this bike because it's got a great price, it's got a ton of battery options, it's got one of the smoothest and quietest, fastest rides I've ever had this year. It's got a nice, comfortable frame with a really nice low standover. If you guys can think of any cons on this bike, let me know in the comments because this is extremely close to my personal perfect bike. When you pull the trigger and order your Mini Goat, you get 2 color options. You can go with the all black version like I have, or you can go with the black and gold forks. Then you pick your battery size, 30, 40, or 50, and take a look at all the accessories available for it. I'm pretty sure you're gonna be able to find something to customize your bike. Right now, the Mini Goat starts at $2,900 and goes up to $3,600 with the biggest 50 amp hour battery. Goat Power Bikes is local here in America. They have a great customer service. They're willing to help and go above and beyond so that you are happy with your bike. You can get yours by clicking on the link in the description or scanning that QR code with your phone's camera. And don't forget, Goat Power Bikes gave me a 5% discount code for any of you out there ordering a new bike. So why on earth would you want an e-bike that goes 40 miles an hour? Well, other than catching bugs with your face and screaming like a little kid, the main reason I can think of to have a bike that goes the speed of traffic is to do just that. Keep up with the speed of traffic. You see, not every road has a bike lane, let alone a big shoulder to ride in. Sometimes you just have to ride on the road, and to me, it's so much safer to be able to go the same speed as all the other cars around you. For one, it's way easier for other cars to see you when you're going the same speed as they are. And two, there's no risk of them clipping you when you're stuck doing 20 miles an hour and they're whizzing by you at 40. That's just my 2 cents. In at number 4 are the brand new 72 volts from Wired e-bikes. Now there's 2 models to choose from here, the Scout and the Warrior. The Scout has the step-through frame and the Warrior's got the step-over frame. The only thing separating these 2 bikes is that top bar from the head tube to the seat tube. That's it. Pretty much everything on these 2 bikes is identical. Wired's been making e-bikes for years now, and they definitely have a specific style. A lot of other brands try to imitate their style and try to come close to what Wired's been doing with their e-bikes, but very few succeed. When I think of Wired bikes, I think about riding a full suspension 26-inch BMX bike with a ton of power. The new frame's really nice and sleek. It's hydroformed, so it tucks the battery inside the frame, keeps the water out. And in the back, there's a rack with 2 different jobs. One, of course, to hold your cargo, bags, whatever you want to carry with you, as well as a second 72 volt battery. But we'll touch on those in just a little bit. First, let's talk about the power plant on this thing. Now, Wired bikes could choose to put any cheap motor in their bikes, and they do well. But they chose to go with Hentak for one simple and very important reason. These Hentak motors have steel reinforced gears, which makes them super strong and very reliable. If you want an e-bike that's going to last you for years and years and years, this might be something to look at. The new 72 volt power plant can generate over 5,000 watts of peak power and 180 newton meters of torque. That's huge for a single motor. These bikes are on this list for a single reason. They can get you well over 40 miles an hour. In fact, I've seen them go closer to 50 miles an hour. Powering that massive 5,000 watt motor is 2 batteries. You get a 72 volt 20 amp hour battery in the down tube, as well as that second battery in the rack. That's 15 amp hours of extra battery. And get this, you don't have to run with both batteries all the time. If you're going for a quick ride, you could just run with the one in-frame battery. Again, using our rule of thumb, 35 amp hours of total battery capacity is going to get you anywhere between 35 to 40 miles of range if you're going throttle only, full speed. But you can easily double that range if you lower the power, put in some pedal power yourself, which is what these bikes are designed to do. With the adjustable seat height, drivetrain, and big chainring, you can pedal this thing all the way to 50 miles an hour, no problems. All the Wired bikes right now roll on 26-inch wheels. There's a couple of rumors out there that Wired might be working on some 24-inch models, but time will tell. The Innova tires that the Scout and Warrior comes with are designed for bikes that go this speed. The last thing you want is a cheap set of tires that'll just blow up when the bike goes 40 miles an hour. And to stop you at these speeds, you get a set of 4-piston Gemma hydraulic disc brakes with 203mm rotors. Now, Wired e-bikes is known for their high-performance bikes, but it's also known for their comfort. The suspension on the Scout and Warrior starts with a rear shock from D&M. It's an air shock, which means you can use a shock pump to tune it however you want. If you weigh 150 pounds or 300 pounds, it doesn't matter. With the right amount of air pressure in that shock, you're gonna get the ride that you want. And up front, you get a beefy RST front fork. It's got 75mm of travel as well as a through axle for extra strength and stability. Now, when I said these bikes were designed to be pedaled, this is why. The drivetrain on these bikes start with the 7-speed Shimano derailleur, and that's matched with an 11 to 34 tooth freewheel. But with a normal chainring, anything over 40 miles an hour, you'd be ghost pedaling. That's why Wired went with a big 56 tooth dual-sided chainring. No more ghost pedaling with this thing. For features, there's practically nothing on this bike that shouldn't be there. You get integrated lights up front and in the back. The other cool thing with this bike, other than its very regular bike look, is that you can configure this bike in any class mode that you want. You can start with Class 1, pedal assist only, Class 2, locked out at 20 miles an hour plus the throttle, Class 3 at 28 miles an hour, or unrestricted mode with all the power available to you. Remember, with great power comes great responsibility. So don't give us all a bad name and ride like an idiot. Make sure you follow your local laws and respect everybody else on the road. Now, when it comes to pros and cons, the main con I can think of with this bike is its overall size. A lot of riders my size and smaller are just gonna be sideswiped with the overall size of this bike. Big frame, big wheels, super tall handlebars. It's really designed for a certain rider, one that likes to sit straight up with the arms straight forward. The bikes do have a really nice low standover, so there's no problem getting on or off the bike. It's just the overall size of the bike. You can easily change out the handlebars though for something that's a bit lower profile and make this bike ride the way you want it. The other con comes from that Hentak motor. Those steel reinforced gears do create a lot of noise back there. So if you like an electric motor that just screams at 40 to 50 miles an hour, this is the bike for you. But if you want something much stealthier and quieter, look for either a direct drive motor or a bike with a new 72-volt Bafang system that we'll touch on in just a little bit. When it comes to pros, Wired Bikes has got you covered. There are countless stories out there where Steven, the owner of Wired Bikes, goes above and beyond to make sure that people riding his bikes are super happy with their purchase. No matter what happens and what needs to be replaced, they find a way to get you local help. On top of that, the Hentak motor is definitely there for reliability and longevity. If you want a bike that's designed to last you for years down the road, go with a Wired bike. You will not be disappointed. So when you order your new bike from Wired, there are 5 different colors available: Wicked Red, White, Graphite, Blue, and Camo. Most of the bikes are in stock right now, ready to ship. They retail for $27.99. Make sure you factor in some taxes as well as shipping with these bikes. They don't use FedEx or UPS to deliver these things. They use a freight company. Your bike comes in perfect condition, delivered by a cube truck with 2 people. No shitty UPS or FedEx drivers to rip up the package and break your bike on its way to your home. It costs a little bit, yes, but this is shipping done right. The last thing you want is your brand new bike that you've been waiting for weeks to come to you damaged. Now, I know this is a long video and I hope that you stick with me for the whole thing. But if you're tight on time, I put links in the description for every bike as well as chapters so you can skip to them if you're just only interested in a select few. The number 5 bike on the list is the Ghostcat F4X. Now, to me, this is as close to e-moto as an e-bike gets. The suspension on this thing is by far the clear standout feature. It's got a very distinct look, some really nice thin tubing, which makes the bike very lightweight. And then you match that with a really nice long travel fork and coil rear shock. This thing rips. Now the motor on the brand new F4X is the same Hentac motor that Wired uses in their e-bikes. The same super strong metal reinforced gears, tons of power and tons of torque. To be specific, that 60 volt Hentac motor back there delivers 3,300 watts at peak power. And for torque, it's over 160 Newton meters from a single motor. That's pretty crazy for a bike this light. Now for top speed, this bike does reach 40 miles an hour, but I wasn't able to get there. If you're under the 195 pounds that I weigh, you're definitely gonna be able to hit those speeds. Powering that bike is a 60 volt 25 amp hour battery and a newly updated 55 amp controller that has beast mode. In the top power modes, this bike will pick up the front wheel and wheelie no problem. I've never experienced that on an e-bike before. That 25 amp hour battery will get you anywhere between 25 to 30 miles of range in throttle only. But again, you can double that by putting in some of your own pedal power yourself and just lowering the power a little bit. The tires on the new F4X are some of my favorite tires, bar none. They're 20-inch diameter by 4-inch wide Maxxis off-road tires. They're big, chunky, they have treads all the way to the side of the tires, and they're awesome on and off-road. I absolutely love the ride on these tires. But not as much as I love the suspension on this bike. Take a look at this. Up front, you get a premium KKE front fork with 120 mils of travel, and out back you get a coil rear shock with all the adjustments possible. There is so much squish on this bike, it's insane. The suspension's fluttery, all the little bumps disappear, and there's tons of control and traction when you're off-road. For stopping power, you get a good old set of 4-piston hydraulic disc brakes biting onto 203 mil rotors. It's exactly what you need for a bike that goes this fast, and the drivetrain is super simple. Single gear, chain tensioner, and some little cranks. Just a place to put your feet. The bike might as well just have pegs. But that wouldn't make it an e-bike, would it? The special features on the F4X has got to come from Ghostcat. They make a ton of cool accessories that you can personalize your bike with. From upgraded seats, to decal kits, to different fenders, bars, everything on this bike can be customizable. You can make the bike look the way you want. The one downside I can think of with this bike is the noise coming from that Hentac motor. It's loud and it just screams at you at 40 miles an hour, but some people like that, right? The pros for this bike though is that it's incredibly fun to ride. This was by far one of my favorite and most fun rides of the year. On-road, off-road, it didn't matter. The suspension was so smooth and the bike just accelerates so fast. It is awesome. Like I said earlier, it's as close as an e-bike gets to an electric dirt bike. But it has pedals, it's legal everywhere, and it's about half the weight, so it's super playful. When you order your new F4X, it's available in 6 different colors. Blackout, army green, white like I have, dark purple, neon green, and red. The bike's on sale for $27.99 by using the link in the description or scanning that QR code with your phone's camera. And don't forget to enter my discount code. It'll save you some extra cash. So hopefully by now you've noticed that there's a lot of different style bikes on this list. There's moped style, fat tire, mini bikes. The only thing they have in common is the insane potential speed. If you want to check out more top 10 lists on specific types of e-bikes, I've got a link to a playlist up here and in the description where I go over a bunch of my favorite bikes in each category. Okay, here we go, halfway through the list, and the next one is a doozy. Meet the Motor Goat V3 from Goat Power Bikes. Now I know I've already put the Mini Goat in this list, but these bikes are totally different and it can still hit those 40 mile an hour top speeds. The Motor Goat V3 is by far the most popular moped style e-bike on the market, and for good reason. It's got stunning good looks with that motorcycle style, comfortable seat, really nice soft suspension, a quiet direct drive motor that goes over 40 miles an hour, and Goat Power Bikes gives you a ton of options when it comes to batteries for this thing. Let's start with the power plant. The Motor Goat V3 has a custom 2000 watt rated brushless, gearless direct drive motor that peaks at over 3000 watts. And it can generate 170 Newton meters of torque. I got this bike going to the mid 40s, so if you're any lighter than I am, you might get closer to 50 miles an hour with this thing. It's equipped with a big 50 amp controller as well as a 25 amp hour 60 volt battery. And that battery is packed with some of the best Samsung cells. That means that you get full power for the entire life of the battery. For range, you're gonna get anywhere between 25 to 30 miles throttle only, and maybe double that if you lower the power mode and put in some pedal power yourself. The MotorGo V3 rolls on a set of alloy mag wheels, which means that there's no spokes. They'll stay perfectly straight and strong for the entire life of the bike. And those mag wheels are wrapped with some really nice Innova tires. They're 20 inches in diameter. There's a 4.5-inch wide tire in the back and a 4-inch wide in the front. The wider tires give you a ton of traction on the road. The aluminum frame's outfitted with both front and rear adjustable suspension. You get a trauma fork in the front as well as a fast-day shock in the back. And for braking power, you get that good old 4-piston hydraulic disc brake calipers biting onto big 203mm rotors. For the drivetrain, the MotorGoat's got the full Shimano setup. A 7-speed Shimano derailleur, shifter, and freewheel, as well as a pretty big chainring up front and some generic cranks. The cool thing is that you don't need those at all. In fact, if you don't intend on pedaling this thing whatsoever, they give you the option to just order pegs. No pedals, no cranks, no drivetrain, just pegs. Now for special features, this bike has everything you need. Bluetooth connectivity to your phone to update the bike later on. It's got every single light that you could possibly want, from headlight, rear brake light, turn signals, front and back, everything's there ready to go. On top of that, there's battery options for this bike. You can either get a second additional 20 amp hour battery, or you can go all out with this huge 50 amp hour battery that fits into the frame. This gives you a total of 75 amp hours. That's huge range for this bike. Not only that, but like I said before, Go Power Bike sells a ton of different accessories. From racks to seats to bags, you can outfit anything on this bike so that it rides the way you want. When you order your new MotorGo V3, there's two choices to make: with or without pedals, as well as color. They make an all black version like the one I have, or the original gradient with the gold forks and the tan seat. The bikes are in stock, ready to ship. They retail for $27.49, but remember, I have a full 5% off any Goat Power Bike you want to order. There is so much choice out there when it comes to picking the right e-bike for you, and I intend to show you all of them. But I can only do that if this channel has impressive subscriber numbers. So join the community completely for free. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the cool bikes that roll through. In at number 7 is another big bike that's got big range. This is the new 2025 Eahora Romeo Ultra. The frame's really cool on these bikes. It's basically a roll cage for a battery that's on wheels. It's got both front and rear suspension, as well as a big comfortable bench seat. The power plant on the Romeo Ultra is a big 3,000 watt geared hub motor that peaks at 3,800 watts. The bike's speed range goes anywhere between 37 to 42 miles an hour and generates about 120 Newton meters of torque. Powering all that is a massive 60 volt, 70 amp hour battery. Like I touched on before with the rule of thumb, you're gonna get anywhere between 70 to 80 miles of range with this thing. That's huge. And that's worst case scenario. Use your legs to pedal and lower the power limit a little bit, and you're gonna go a lot farther than that. The bike rolls on a set of 26-inch diameter, 4-inch wide fat tires, and it's got adjustable suspension front and back to make it a super comfortable ride. This is another big bike with big brakes. Take a look at these. You get hydraulic disc brake calipers biting onto 240mm rotors. That's huge. Not as big as the Aniiokis, but still really big. The bike comes with a full 7-speed Shimano drivetrain, and for features, it's fully loaded. You get all the lights that you could possibly want. Headlight, rear light, everything. The one downside to this bike that I can think of is its standover height. If you're a shorter rider, shorter than I am, you're gonna have a little bit of a hard time reaching the ground. It's a tall bike and a big bike. But if you're looking for a big bike with big power and big range for in and around 2,500 bucks, this is the bike for you. The bike comes in 2 different colors. It's on sale right now for $27.99, and you can order one to your front door with these 2 options here. I got a quick favor to ask. If any of you guys out there watching own any of these bikes, I would love it if you guys would just share your own experiences, good or bad. There's a lot of people out there shopping for bikes that just love to read the comments. They're looking for insight and opinions from real owners that have had these bikes long term. I may ride a lot of bikes, but I don't keep them for long. So if you own any of these bikes and you have a spare minute, let us know what you think about them, good or bad, in the comments. The next bike on the list is one of my top 3 favorite bikes of the year. Not just because of its incredible low price and insane value, but because of its super smooth ride and really nice cohesive ecosystem. Meet the brand new 72 volt Magician Alpha. Now Magician sells the Alpha in two different frames. You can get the step through frame if you don't feel like swinging a leg all the way over the back rack and seat, or you can get the step over frame that gives you that top bar and a little bit extra rigidity. Now let me start by saying that this is one of the most refined frames I've ever seen on any e-bike before. The welds on this frame look like they're done by a robot. It's insanely clean. And the rear suspension linkage has millimeters of clearance. It's really well done, super stiff laterally and fluttery vertically. Now there's no question here that Magician kinda copied the bikes from Wired. But trust me, other than maybe a similar silhouette, these bikes are totally different. Check this out. It starts with the full electronic system powered by Bafang. Every electric component on this bike is made to work together by Bafang. You get a Bafang motor, wire harness, controller, battery, display, and controls. Everything is made to work together. And the new power plant is something special. Bafang uses an industry-first high-power in-rudder motor paired with ultra-durable composite gears. They say it's stronger than steel, heat-resistant, and wear-proof with 60% less noise. And I totally agree. It is completely silent. If you want to check out how much fun I had dissecting this bike, you can check out the full review right here. So this new 72 volt motor by Bafang puts out 5,000 watts of peak power. And in climbing mode, this bike puts out over 200 Newton meters of torque from one motor. That's insane. Powering all that is a big 58 amp controller and two 72 volt batteries. You get a 20 amp hour battery hidden into the frame, as well as an additional 10 amp hour battery in the rear rack. Put it all together and you've got a smooth, silent bike with air suspension that goes over 50 miles an hour. And that's with a normal weight guy like me riding it. The Alpha rolls on a set of 26-inch by 4-inch wide custom tires that are built to withstand speeds of well over 50 miles an hour. On top of that, for added security and stability, you get through axles, front and back. Remember when I said that this bike had a smooth ride? That's because it's equipped with a 38mm stanchion front fork, which makes it super stiff, but it's extremely fluttery with its hydraulic damper. In the back, the shock is fully customizable. It's an air shock by D&M that has both compression, rebound, and air adjustments. The Alpha is equipped with big Star Union quad piston hydraulic brakes biting onto 203mm rotors, and it's got the same big, tall BMX handlebars like the Wired bikes have. It's also got a full Shimano Acera drivetrain, 7-speed derailleur, 7-speed thumb shifter. It's got a big 11 to 34 tooth cassette, as well as a massive 56 tooth chainring. So even at top speed, this bike will not ghost pedal. Very, very well put together. This bike having that full Bafang system does have some cool features on it. Like this app that lets you tune every single riding mode with top speed, start strength, power, everything you want in each mode you can tune the way you like to ride. It also lets you do over-the-air firmware updates as well as track your ride using GPS. Now let's chat a little bit about the pros and cons with this bike. Now for cons, there's two things I can think of. One, this bike doesn't have turn signals. So if that's something that's important to you, you may have to look at a third-party option. And second, Magician's a new brand on the e-bike market, so they don't have a long and lengthy track record of being able to help their customers if they have any issues. So far, the interactions I've had with the brand have been flawless. They're quick to respond and they know what they're doing when it comes down to walking you through some issues. They've got a full warehouse in Las Vegas that stores their bikes, parts, and it supports self-pickup. So if you live in the area and you want to go pick up your bike, you can do that. Like I said earlier, when you order your new Alpha, there's two frame choices. You can pick the step through or step over, and there's also 5 different colors to choose from. You can get the gloss lime green, the matte gray like I have, the electric blue, the gloss red, or gloss white. Some colors are available now, some popular colors will be available later. It's entirely up to you. Have a look at the website and hopefully your configuration's in stock and you can get your bike right now. They're on sale right now for $23.99, which is insane value when you consider a 72 volt Bafang system on a big quality built bike like this. Not only that, but I've got an additional $100 off your order right here. Now, for all you Karens out there, I am fully aware that these bikes can go a little bit over the speed limit that most cities allow, but all of them get shipped to you as Class 2 e-bikes. It's up to the rider then to unlock the bike and assume the responsibilities of the extra power. Just so we're clear here, a bike with this much power is not what's illegal. What's illegal is going over the speed limit for a certain area. What's even more illegal and what will get you into even more trouble is riding like an idiot dangerously around other pedestrians. With great power comes great responsibility. So don't give us all a bad name. Ride smart, ride safe, and please respect everybody else on the road. The number 9 bike on the list is basically a Sur-Ron with a silent motor and pedals. This is the new 2025 Happyrun G300 Pro. It's got a full motocross style frame with the single swing arm in the back, big rear shock, as well as long travel front fork. This bike screams dirt bike, but it's perfectly legal. It's got pedals. Powering this bike is a massive 6,500 watt, 72 volt direct drive motor. This thing's no joke. It's powerful, fast, smooth, and silent. The bike's also equipped with a big 30 amp hour battery, so you get 30 to 40 miles of range, throttle only. If you pedal this thing though, which looks kind of stupid, you can increase that range even further. The bike's equipped with offset motocross wheels, 19-inch in the front, 17-inch in the back. And those are wrapped with some super aggressive dirt bike tires. They're great in the dirt, but you know what impressed me the most was how smooth and silent they are on the road. I was expecting something super rough and super loud, but I kind of got the opposite. I found the suspension on this G300 Pro to be awesome. Not just because of the insane long travel, but just having all the settings available to you. Compression, rebound, preload, you get it all. The bike's got a really nice front inverted fork that gives you 120 mils of really smooth travel. And in the back, you get a massive coil rear shock. Sitting on this thing and going 50 miles an hour is just like riding a cloud. It was so impressive. For brakes, you get 4-piston hydraulic brake calipers biting onto a 203 mil rotor in the back, but only a 180 mil up front. I don't really know why they did that, but upgrading that could be very simple and super cheap and easy. There's no drivetrain on this bike. It's just a single speed setup from the rear cog to the front chainring. It's as simple as it gets, and there's no play, no slop in the chain, nothing rattles, nothing clanks around back there. It's completely silent. I love the setup on this thing. The pedals are just on there to look legal. That's it. The bike's got all the fenders you need to keep the mud out of your face, as well as a 2000 lumen headlight and rear taillight. You're gonna get plenty of visibility any time of the day or night. Now let's talk about pros and cons. The 2 cons I can think of is that this bike does not have turn signals. And if you want to be fully street legal, you kind of need turn signals and mirrors. But I know that with an aftermarket kit, you can easily make this bike fully street legal if that's what you're after. And the second con is that this electric dirt bike does not ride like a regular e-moto. The main thing affecting that is just the initial torque, right? Having a direct drive motor on this bike makes it fast, but not torquey enough to lift the front wheel if you want to wheelie. So if you want a bike like a Sur-Ron to go wheelie down the streets, this isn't really the bike for you. But if you want a bike that looks like a dirt bike, that's completely silent, that goes 50 miles an hour, that has insanely soft and smooth suspension, a big battery with big range, and a bike that's very capable off-road, come and look at the Happyrun G300 Pro. And when you get to the website using the link in the description or scanning that QR code, you're gonna be blown away at the price on this thing. It's on sale right now from $34.99 down to $22.99. That's an insane sale price on this thing. Plus, I have a discount code to save you even more money when you order yours. The bike's available in 4 different colors: orange, blue, black, as well as a new camo version. They're in stock right now, and they offer free US shipping. For those of you new to the e-bike world, there's 3 different types of e-bike motors right now: mid-drive, direct drive, and geared hub motors. Each one has their pros and cons, strengths and weaknesses. And if you want to make sure that you're picking the right one for you, I've made a really nice detailed video to help you with that. Now for the number 10 bike and lucky last on our list. This is the Tuttio ICT. This is another e-bike with long travel suspension that feels like an electric dirt bike. But it comes fully legal out of the box, it's got pedals and everything you need to ride on the road. Just like the Wired and Ghostcat, the ICT runs on a 60 volt, 4,000 watt brushless hub motor. They say it's capable of speeds of up to 49 miles an hour, but it was closer to 40 for me. And that motor generates 170 Newton meters of torque. It just accelerates so fast and it feels like it has so much torque right off the bat. Powering this e-bike is a 25 amp hour battery and they give you a 3 amp charger in the box. I don't know why on their website they say that this bike can get a 75 to 100 mile range, because you and I know that a 25 amp hour battery can get you max 30 miles on throttle only. And maybe double if you put in a lot of power yourself and are on completely flat roads with a tailwind and you weigh like maybe 100 pounds. The bike rolls on a really nice dual sport 20-inch diameter, 4-inch wide flat tires. And the suspension on this thing is so cushy. Look at this. The front fork and rear shock don't have a ton of adjustability on the ICT, but just enough to just dial the ride the way you want. I didn't have to do much to this thing. It just felt so good right out of the box. You get a full 7-speed Shimano drivetrain, as well as some 4-piston hydraulic disc brakes that bite onto 203mm rotors. Nothing to complain about here. You also get a full set of fenders, a front headlight, a rear taillight, as well as a horn. There's not a ton of special features on the ICT. I'm pretty sure that Tuttio just wanted the rider to just focus on having fun, right? No bells and whistles, just a nice screen, a powerful motor, and a well-executed bike and suspension. Let's talk about pros and cons with the Tuttio ICT. The two cons I can think of is that one, the seat's not adjustable and it's not the greatest pedaler. So I don't really know why they put a full drivetrain in there. If it was me on a bike like that, I would have just put a single speed setup with a chain tensioner and that's it. No derailleur to flop around, no gears for extra weight, just a simple single speed setup. That's it. And the other thing it's missing to be fully road legal is turn signals and mirrors, but you can add those on yourself. The main reason you want to get the Tuttio ICT is if you want a bike to go and have fun. You want a bike that has a ton of power, a ton of torque, really nice long travel suspension. Oh, and did I mention this thing sells for $15.99? Yeah, everything we talked about for $1,600. That's insane value. So awesome, in fact, that right now, as I'm recording this video, they're completely sold out. But good news, there's more stock incoming. The website here says that there's more stock coming in November. So hopefully you can pre-order yours and get it before the holidays. Congratulations, you've made it to the end of the video. And just like I promised you, here's the bonus bike. But instead of talking about it right here, right now, why don't you guys check out the best and funnest ride I've had all year in this video right here. I'll see you over there.